Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ask the Nanny. How was your weekend? How was your Monday? How is everyone doing? I am excited and elated, and um, I'm another year older since I talked to you all last. Um, I had the best weekend. Hi, Sue. How are you? Hi, Ashley. How are you? I had the best weekend in Phoenix. I got to sightsee. I got to do training. I got to celebrate my birthday. Um, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I have my first consultation, my first parent consultation on Saturday. I was like, this is quick. So I am so excited about that. Hi, Donna. How are you? Hi, Latasha. Hi, Lucretia. Everyone is here. Hail, the gang's all here. Um, hi, Piley. I hope I'm saying your name right. Um, but yes, I had a wonderful weekend. And as I always tell you all, never stop learning. Always, always, always. There's always opportunity to learn. And if you can, go for it. Whether it's online or in person, if you have to travel to get there, I personally like traveling because it gives me an opportunity to be somewhere else and experience a new town while learning, and all gets me all amped up, and it's to me that's it's fun. I like the in person. Online classes, I can do those, but I prefer in person. And this class was in person, and I had a ball. And thank you, everyone, again for all the birthday wishes. Oh, you all had me crying. You just don't know. When I opened my phone on Sunday morning, and all day Sunday, and all day today, you all had me going. Hi, Rena. Hi, Stephen. Hi, uh, oops, sorry. Hi, Deanna. Hi, Caitlin. And tonight we are talking about another professional uh, training, yeah, I can't talk. Professional development training, Nannypalooza. Now, I went last year for the first time, and I got hooked. It was everything, between the bonding with the nannies and the sisterhood that was there, talking with people, learning their stories, being able to interview people, finding out what they liked about the conference, um, talking to Sue, finally meeting Sue for the first time. It was awesome, awesome, awesome sauce, and I plan on being there again this year. So, without further ado, let me find Sue and invite her on. There she is. And it says she's adding. There she is.
Hi.
Hi. Someone just said they wanted to go. Michelle says she wants to go. Every year I say I'm going, and for whatever reason, just don't get to it. Come on, Michelle, you got to come this year, whether it's to California or to Pennsylvania. You got to get there. Promise
That's
yourself.
right. I got you two this year too.
Yes, there are two this year. Thank you so much for having two, because I got to work the first one.
It's okay. I know it's always hard for the people on the West Coast. They're always sad. So I'm bringing it to them this year, and that means
Yeah.
everybody wins because then there's two different dates, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Michelle says she's close to PA. See, Michelle, now you have no excuse. You have no excuse. Even if you just come for Saturday, that's the main day. Most of the training goes on Saturday. Just find a way. Trust me, you won't regret it. It is one of the best conferences. That's why it's hanging in there, and it has been going on for so long, because it is one of the best conferences. Last year, when I met you, I was so nervous too. I was like, oh, is she
Oh,
gonna
it's
know who
so
I
funny.
am?
Why do people? I love everybody. There's no reason to be nervous. I do this so I can have a big party. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Latasha. Um, no, I've been doing Nannypalooza for 13 years,
Mm-hmm.
and every year it gets better and more exciting and more fun because it's I get to meet all of you. So I'm glad when people come up and sit down and talk to me and tell me everything. It's so exciting because I really love getting to know everybody. It's just fun.
Yes, it is. Okay, so the one in Pennsylvania is going to be in Philadelphia.
November.
It's going to be in
So the
November.
right. The one in Pennsylvania is in Philadelphia at the airport DoubleTree. I often do them at airport hotels because then you can have a free shuttle if you have to fly in,
Mm-hmm.
and also because it's cheaper. Um, so if we were in the city or something like that, it would be more expensive. So the one in Pennsylvania is November 3rd and 4th. And
Yes.
we do have, yeah, so Friday night is the 2nd. We do have a little welcome reception um, in Philly from 8 to 10. It's usually like a couple nibbles, like a dessert or something small, and then and a cash bar, and you get to meet new people, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just social, just for fun. Um, and we don't worry if you come by yourself. You don't have to worry because at Nannypalooza we do everything that we can to get you jump right into the community as much as we can. So you'll be paired up with an ambassador who will contact you before the conference with through your email or maybe text you, and so you'll at least know one person. So there's that. But also we have people who help at the welcome reception and on Saturday morning, who can walk you into the room and hang out with you and introduce you to some of the other nannies and can help you sort of find your people within your people, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So don't worry if you're coming by yourself. And then all day Saturday from 7:30 in the morning, I get you up and going early until about dinner time. And then Sunday morning from about 8 in the morning, we start breakfast. And then we're done before lunch, like by 12:30 on Sunday.
Yes.
So you don't have to take time off from work unless you need to travel in on Friday. And I can get you out Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
That's Philly. The one in California is first, actually. It's coming up soon, only about 2 months away, actually.
Yes.
It's the 28th, 29th, and 30th. Now, in California, we're doing our famous unconference on Friday afternoons, which, if you can imagine, is like a conference turned upside down. We gather together, we brainstorm ideas of what we want to talk about, and I make everybody a learner and a teacher at the same time. And we have small group discussions. Usually it's a lot of sort of problem solving. So if you have an unruly 3-year-old, or you have problems asking for vacation time, or you want to know, the best way to work with an agency, or anything, you bring it to the unconference, and we'll discuss it, and lots of people will offer different opinions and help you brainstorm different solutions and things like that. We'll talk about anything in that environment, and that's Friday afternoon in California on the 28th. Then we do the welcome reception, just like in Philly, from 8 to 10, a few nibbles and a cash bar, and then all day Saturday, half day Sunday. So it's gonna be fabulous. I'm very excited about both of them this year.
And both days are action packed. Trust me, there's never
You will
a
not.
dull moment.
No, there's not a lot of sleeping. If you want to get away for the weekend, then this is not your weekend.
Right.
But but it's I love what you said at the beginning about the community, and I don't like to use the word sisterhood because I keep hoping for more nannies. But
Okay.
the community of nannies that we have built over the years is it. I'm so proud because I feel like it's one of the more diverse, inclusive communities that you'll find in the nanny world. Everybody is welcome right from the get-go. It doesn't matter if you've been a nanny for a year or 50 years, if you're black, white, purple, green, old, young, it doesn't matter. My philosophy is that we all have things to learn from each other, and the community has taken that up, and we all believe it now, and we find ways to support each other, and we've had best friends, relationships, people who've given each other jobs, just all kinds of great relationships and connections have been made at Nannypalooza, and I'm so happy about that because it is a little bit different than other professional development, opportunities because of that community. And I know it's nerve-wracking sometimes to think about paying all this money and going to a place where you might not know anyone, but I can't stress enough how instantly we'll find a way to help you become comfortable in your own way, whatever that is. If you're a quiet person who just likes to watch, you can do that. If you're the talker and you're just going to jump right in, we got plenty of those. It's just a great environment. We work really hard to find ways to do that, and we've been very successful, thankfully. So
Yes, I was the quiet one because honestly, I'm I guess the in the closet introvert. If I know you, I can talk to you all day long. But if I don't know you and I'm just meeting, I'm scared to go up to people like, okay, so hi, how are you? My name is Angela. And I'm like, okay, now doing the Ask the Nanny, I don't know what it is in my head that clicks, okay, this is a job. Go do it. When I'm on my personal time, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be over here in the corner. If anybody comes and talks to me, okay. But if not, I'm just gonna hang out in the corner. That was me last year. And then I found some of the people that I had been talking to online, some of the nannies that are in the groups, and they're like, oh, I know you, I remember you. And it just, everything just came tumbling out. And I'm just like, oh, and we take pictures, and every time we take a break, and it's just, oh. And then after the conference, at the end of the day, then we go and okay, let's go hang out in so and so's room, and we end up being up all night. So it, like Sue said, if this is you trying to get away for a quiet weekend, that's not gonna happen. This is a bonding. When am I going to see you again? I'm want, are you coming to the INA? Are you coming to this? Are you coming to that? This nanny conference is going on over here. This nanny conference is going on here. Are you coming to everybody wants to know, okay, where are you going to be? Because we only get to see each other, sporadically. So we have to keep up with each other. And
right.
it is so
Well,
wonderful to
and
see the nannies, just
it's a
everybody.
very interesting thing because when we started Nannypalooza, there wasn't social media. There wasn't even, I mean, we had the internet barely. I mean, that was only 13 years ago. And
Yeah.
like, seriously, like, we've come so far in such a short time. But we didn't have any social media. There wasn't Facebook or anything. So really, when you walked into that room, you didn't really know many people at all. Like, literally, you didn't even have that. Now Facebook's come along, so you'll recognize people, like you said, from the groups and from whatever, but there's still this powerful moment that happens when you walk in and you realize that this whole room of 100+ people all understand exactly what happens in your day-to-day life.
Yes.
So whether it's, they can connect with you because they are in this moment of like, I'm great at my job and I have a perfect family and everything's going really good, or whether you're in that moment of this kid's driving me nuts and the parents are worse and I maybe need to think about a change, or maybe you're feeling a little adrift, whatever part of your nanny like journey that you're in, there's somebody in that room. Well, almost everyone at least understands what's going on, and then other people are going to be able to support you and help you with that, and not just a casual message anonymously on Facebook, but a real in-person conversation, maybe a hug, maybe a phone call a couple weeks after. That kind of connection is really important.
Yes.
And it's great that we have Facebook. I love it and I use it every day, obviously, but there is something different about being in the room with all of these people that really get you. So I saw Michelle, I think her name was Michelle, asked if families.
Yes, I was just reading that.
Yes. So more and more families pay for it every year. I have if you go to the website, nannypalooza.com, on the website is a brochure that you can download and print or email to them. Really, the most important thing to do is just ask. And it's hard, but this is what I tell nannies to do. If you print out the information and or email it to them and just say, listen, I just heard about this. It sounds really amazing. There are workshops that could be really helpful to me. I'm hoping to attend. I was wondering if you mind helping me out with the expenses of it, because I think that it would be beneficial to me and to us as a family and to the kids. So I just ask if they'd be willing to help with the costs. And then the most important thing is to have some information. So you need to go to the website first, figure out which coast you're going to. So if you're going to California right now, it's $250 is registration, and the hotel is $120 a night. And then it depends on airfare, travel, gas, whatever you would need. So write that down and have that in front of you. If it's East Coast, if you're in Philly, it's $195 and then $119 a night. So for the hotel, if you need the hotel. And you can share, we have a roommate coordinator who tries very hard to help you with that as well. So ask if they're willing to help. Would you be willing to help me with the cost of this so that I can attend? And if they say yes, or can you get me more information, send them to the website. There's all kinds of information. And like I said, I do have a printable brochure that's geared towards parents that you can either print or email. If you can't find it, you can always email me. And then when they come back and say, well, how much? Then say, well, here's how much it's going to cost me. It's $195 for the registration, and one night at the hotel is $119, and I'll have food and gas and things like that. It comes to a total of, maybe $450, $500. Would you be willing to help me? And leave it open and see. Some families will pay all of it, but if it's not in your contract that you get it, if you even just get the cost of the registration, that's a bonus. And they can pay it directly to me through Nannypalooza. They can go on and register you. If they have any questions, you can 100% send them my way. I've answered questions for parents before. If they have questions about what happens, the total schedule is not up for this year, although many of the workshops are listed. If you go on the website, many of them are listed. But if they have questions, they can look on the website. If you go to Nannypalooza History, NP History, which is on one of the menus, you can look at every single Nannypalooza conference. It's this grid that we use that shows all the workshops. So they can see that amazing speakers that we have every year and the topics that truly affect their children and their families. So I know the names, sometimes parents don't get Nannypalooza because, well, it is kind of a crazy name. But but
But that's what makes it
but
fun.
don't let anything stop you from asking, because what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They might laugh and say, well, why do nannies need professional development? And my answer to that always is, well, I think everybody needs to continue to learn, no matter what profession you're in. um, and I, my feelings don't get hurt. I just, I'm just like, well, I think we all need to learn. But most families respond very positively. Most families get it, because most professionals do this. If you're a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, almost everybody has to go to continuing education. So they get it. So have the facts. Just ask, are you willing to help me with this? Be grateful. And then here's the big part, ladies and gentlemen. Then when you come home, share what you learned. Tell them exactly what you did. This is the workshop. This idea was great. I'm so excited to share this handout. Here's my notes. I thought you might want to look over them. Oh, I have a solution for this problem. We talked about it with other nannies at the unconference. That will set the stage. Then this year, maybe they only, give you a little bit of money towards it because they haven't heard of it. But if you come home and show them what you got out of it, then next year you can say, Nannypalooza is coming up again, and the early bird rate, is this, and, will you take care of it? And they'll say, why, yes. Wasn't that great of you?
Yes. So, you told us about the history of Nannypalooza. What are there any sightseeing places, just in case we, get adventurous? And is there any way for us to come in early? And will it be the same rate if we come in early or stay later?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
We've had. That's one of the things that. So my conference is definitely designed to be all about that weekend, and to keep the costs as low as possible. To do that, sometimes the hotels will extend the rate. Oftentimes they don't. This year, for whatever reason, I had a hard time getting them to extend the rate. However, in California and probably in Philly, if you go to any of the, Expedia.com or hotels.com, you can usually get a very good rate, if not the same rate, or even some people in California found lower rates. And I'm always working with the hotels. So if that's something that you're really interested in, you can also let me know, because if we have enough people who are interested. So I think right now you get that rate for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday night too at both hotels. Probably in Philly, only Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
If you're interested in sightseeing, there are things at both conferences. I don't organize those things. Okay. Again, my focus is on keeping the price down for you, right, which means I do a lot of stuff myself. So the frills, you have to do yourself.
Okay.
But that being said, we have a Facebook group that's for attendees only at each conference. So the one in California right now, a lot of nannies are talking about going to Disneyland, yes, after the conference. They're staying for an extra day. I think a lot of people are going to Disney on Monday. A lot of them are moving hotels to be closer. So there's a lot of that kind of information, and you can organize that easily. And the groups are always very inclusive. So like, I know there are people that don't know each other, and they'll just be like, I'm interested, and oh, I'm interested too. Let's share a room, or let's do this. It's very fun. Everybody's very excited to meet each other, so it really works out well.
And that's how you meet new friends, when you have roommates. The last couple of conferences that I've gone to, I've had roommates. When I came to Nannypalooza, I had a roommate, and I knew Chevelle, but us being roommates, I really got to know Chevelle, and we just happened to be on the same plane going back, and we bonded. It was like, hey, and we became more sisters than we were, okay, this is my friend. No, this is my sister. And when you are rooming with someone and you get to talk to them and you get to bond with them, find out things outside of the nanny world and find out how much you have in common with each other. And I had a couple of people that I met at Nannypalooza, and we got together. We worked on projects together, so it was very beneficial for me, and I got to meet new people. It was so much fun, and I can't tell you, that was my first real conference away from home. So I was just like, wow, wow. And my mouth just kept dropping open, like, wow, wow. But yes, if you haven't been there, please come. Please come, please come, because you will not regret it. The speakers, I still, uh, Danny's Treehouse. I love I love Dennis Treehouse. He did such a great job with those puppets and teaching about how children's feelings are, how you can use puppets to get them to talk about their feelings and talk about different subjects like bullying and using your own brain to think for themselves. And I was just fascinated with the speakers. It was wonderful.
It's good. Well, and here's the good news. So, Nannypalooza is a little different than other conferences. We've talked about some of the things that are different. One of the good things that's different is that there are 3 options. So, in almost every time slot, there are 3 different workshops going on. So you have a choice. Now, I can't guarantee you that every single option is going to be great, but I can say that one out of 3 of these is going to be pertaining to something that's going to be of interest to you.
Yes.
Um, so, and I am very excited about the lineup in California. We have some workshops that I've wanted to bring to the nanny community for quite some time, like RIE, which is like really progressive, cutting edge stuff with infants. And I have this great presenter who's interested in working with nannies and RIE, and she's gonna talk about it. And she is really, she's gonna be amazing. And I have Stella, who I just saw popped on for a second. Stella Reed's Nanny Stella from Nanny 911 is going to come and talk about working with high net worth families, and everybody always wants those jobs, but what does that really mean, and what are the pros and cons, and how do you get yourself there? I found this amazing nutritionist who is an occupational therapist who's going to talk about picky eating from the occupational therapist point of view, which is not just a preference towards flavors, but actual sensory issues with kids who refuse foods. So it could be that they're having muscular issues with their tongues or their throats, or the textural issues of that, and how, as an occupational therapist, they would approach therapy, and what techniques you can try first at home if you have sort of extreme picky eaters who, that's the next level up. I have a speech therapist who is so excited to talk to nannies, who is going to talk about some basic sort of speech language acquisition, and how we can help, and what to look for as far as speech delays. Marsha Hall, who just was president of the INA and now is not. Now she's their administrative assistant. She is launching her new book at Nannypalooza. She has a book now, and she's going to be talking about working with different parenting styles, and I'm very excited about that. Tiffany Martinson, who was watching live a few minutes ago, and Laura Brawley, who I saw her name too, are going to do this amazing 2 session, double session about job search, job finding them. And if you've ever listen to either of them, you know, they give like next level information about that, and they are really great. I have somebody coming to talk about baby led weaning, which again is a workshop I've wanted to offer for a long time, but couldn't find a great presenter, and I found one, and I'm so excited.
I want to come to California now.
I'm so excited. Well, it's so fun because it's like a whole different, it's like a different vibe in California. So it's nice because I'm getting some different sorts of work, sort of different than what I do. Kelly Smith was on the call. She's the curriculum expert, and she's going to be talking about curriculum and planning and developing curriculum and what even is that, and then the next level. Jenny Hodges is going to be talking about food and behavior and the links between what we eat and how
Yes,
we behave.
that's a good one. Yes.
So West is really shaping up to be amazing. I am pretty sure I have somebody talking about sensory processing disorders. I still have to lock that one down. And and Homework Solutions is going to be at both conferences doing the presentation that everybody wants every single year, which is taxes, contracts, paperwork, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But all of those kinds of questions that have to do with that. Homework Solutions has been my longtime sponsor. They have supported me from the beginning. When Laura and I started, they were on board early days, and they have consistently been there for us. And they really care about making sure that nannies have the information so that we're all paid legally and that we can answer those questions and know how all of that stuff works, because it can be very confusing. So they're going to have somebody on both coasts, which is very exciting. And the East Coast one, I don't want you to be too sad, because I know you can't come to the West Coast because you're working.
Well, you know what?
But
you're going to make me go and ask and say, okay, can I have the Friday night off so I can go there?
Listen, I'm telling you, if you had to pick this year between East and West, I would bet West every single time this
Yes,
year.
everything that I want to learn is in the West Coast.
The East Coast is not too shabby.
Okay.
Let me give you a few insights to the East Coast. So the East Coast, I brought back, we had a speaker last year who was so beloved that I asked her to come back. Her name is Pascal Brady. She is a speaker from the DC area. The DC area has this amazing organization called PEP, which is Parent Education Program, and they do a lot of parent education and preschool education in the DC metro area. Well, Pascal loved the nannies so much, and we loved her, that she offered to come up to Philly. So I brought her in for 3 more sessions. She's going to be talking about teenagers. I'm very excited about that because we don't often have somebody who can talk about older kids. So she's going to be talking about teenagers and using positive discipline with teenagers. She's going to be doing an introduction sort of base sort of level positive discipline class. And she's very good at answering questions if you have them, which is good. And then she's going to be doing one on technology in kids, and sort of how to set boundaries and be appropriate and deal with those things. So I'm real excited. Those are 3 topics that we, well, not positive discipline, I try to always have, but the other 2 are different kinds of topics for us, and I'm excited. I have a sociologist named Julia Tincoma, who has just been doing research on online job searching in nannies and how online job searching works and how the sites work, and then how that affects the nanny industry and sort of the back and forth between that. And she really wanted to talk to nannies about how these sites work and how you can best use them by knowing the sort of behind the curtain tricks of sites like Care and the others. So I think that's going to be fascinating. And if you attend that session, she's going to ask, and probably anybody at the conference really who wants to be part of this research project that's ongoing, that she just wrote a book about, and it's really fascinating stuff. Another one of the great speakers last year was my friend Susan Fetchko, who's a professor at Coppin State in Baltimore. And she talked last year about setting boundaries for adults and how to say no. This year, I asked her to come and talk about kids and anxiety. And I'm really excited. Anxiety is a huge
Oh,
issue for
yeah.
our, especially as they get into that middle age to teen years, like the 8, 10, 12, 14. Anxiety is a big thing. And so being able to talk to them about what that feels like and give them strategies to cope with, and even learning how to recognize what anxiety looks like in kids is going to be helpful. I know you're going to be excited about this one. Are you ready?
I'm listening.
I finally convinced Courtney Gibson to come to Nannypalooza. So Courtney's going to come. We haven't figured out exactly what she's talking about.
Gut
but
health,
I'm sure it'll
gut
be
health,
about
gut health.
Sleep. It'll be gut health or sleep, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
So I'm very excited about that. And then I have a couple of other things in the works. I'm still finalizing those, but hopefully that gives you a picture of what we're working on. I have a sports medicine doctor who is probably going to come, and I think that one's going to be good too. So yeah, that's how it's shaping up.
I want to do the one with the anxiety, simply because I had a 5-year-old who is a perfectionist. And anytime he didn't get it right, he just got so frustrated, and he would cry, and he would just, and then when somebody messed with it, it was like, this is my world, do not touch it. And I'm like, calm down, chill out, you're 5. But the anxiety that I see on his face, and the anger that rises up in him when somebody touches his things that he has spent all this time putting together. But he's super smart, and I think that has a lot to do with it, because he has these 5-year-old emotions, but he has like 12, 13-year-old brain functionality. And it's like, I'm thinking way up here, but I'm still 5. And please remember that I'm 5, and I'm just like, so the one, when you said the anxiety, yes, I want to take that one. I definitely want to take that one, because I've dealt with children who have these anxieties, and I don't even think the parents know. They just, that's my child, and that's just, what he does. But they don't recognize this is a problem. And
Right.
If you don't handle it now, it's going to be an even bigger problem. So
Right.
yeah, I want to do that one.
It's just about giving kids tools.
Yes.
I mean, that's really cool. Like, what I coach all of my speakers to do is to give us tools that we can use right away. I want nannies to go to these sessions and have a problem in mind, or a situation, or whatever, and be able to go to work on Monday with a new idea or something to try. I want you to leave with ideas that really concretely you'll be able to use right away. That's why we've said from the beginning, Laura Brawley coined the phrase, and we've used it ever since. Learn it today, use it tomorrow. That is the whole shindig. And I work really hard with as many of the speakers as I can to really get it to be that kind of information, stuff that you can use. And that's why we also, share and have all the time built into the schedule to share ideas with each other. Because a lot of these, most of the speakers that we bring in aren't nannies. And so they give us great expert advice, but there's still some translation that sometimes has to happen.
Right.
Because we're in a unique environment where it's not like anything else.
Right.
It's not like being a teacher. Mm-hmm. So that's why we need conferences like Nannypalooza that can help you take this expert information, process it with your nanny friends, and then take it to work and really use it. So hopefully all of you guys will join us. I would love to, to sell out both coasts and just. I hope to see you there.
I'm serious. I'm I'm, I'm trying to figure out how to get to the east and the west. I'm like, how can I do this? Because I honestly, I interviewed with a family, and I told them that I was going to do some professional development, and I told them when I was going to go do it, and I was like, okay, I'm going out on a limb here. They're going to either say yes or no. And then they said, well, good, because everybody needs professional development. We do professional development in our jobs, yes, because I know it's going to help my child. I'm like, I love you already. Hire me. So talk to your parents, be honest with them. I just told them, this is what I love to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I believe in, this is what I talk to nannies about. Always going above where you are now, because there's always another level. Never stop learning, and learning is going to help not only me, but it's going to help your child. It's going, because we spend so much time with these children. The conferences gives us tools to work with the kids. This weekend, I went to newborn care specialist training with Tanya, and there was a makeup artist there with a tool belt. I said, and it just hit my brain. I said, yes, that's what we need. We all need a little tool belt so we can put our little ideas and all our little things into our tool belt so we can pull them out when we need them to help our children that we work with. And that's what these conferences do. They give you the tools to work with your children. And I like what you said, what Laura said, you learn it today, use it tomorrow. I love that. I love that. So, yes, if you're not planning on coming, please, 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 please rethink that idea. You still have plenty of time. There's 8 weeks until Nannypalooza in Anaheim. Did I get that right?
Right.
And
Right.
there is how many weeks?
Months.
Too many. A few months between now and the one in November. But the one in September is also the week of Nanny Recognition, National Nanny Recognition Week. So I will be on fire the month of September.
Well, and let me just tell you that the price for the California one goes up after September 4th. I have to pay the hotel. So I have to raise my prices for the last minute, people, because I got to get you to register sooner rather than later. So the price goes up for California September 4th. The price doesn't go up for Philly until the end of September. But if you're thinking about California, if you haven't asked your employers yet, now's the time, because it's a lot easier to convince them if they're not paying, the late registration fee. I mean, it's never bad to ask, but, so now is the time.
Yes. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Don't dilly, don't dally. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Get it in there. The more it will save you money, and that's money you can spend shopping, going to Disney, the dinners and things, because I know when I went to Nannypalooza, there was always, okay, so after we get done here, we're going to go here. Okay, all right, we'll meet you there. Okay, and then it was always, let's go here, let's go there. And there's never enough time, because we're all like trying to get all the learning in, all the bonding time in, all the talking. And trust me, it will be a weekend. Rest up before you come. Because it's going to be that much fun, and you may get a couple of hours of sleep in between, but it will be worth your time, and it will be the learning experience, the bonding experience, the just meeting people that you have been talking to online, and you see them in person. It's totally different. It's such a, I don't know, for me, it was like we were here, and then all of a sudden we came together, and we left like this. And when we came together, we were like this, like, oh, how are you? But trust me, you will meet so many friends. And then it also helps to know people from different areas just in case you get a job somewhere or you're looking for a job or you're getting ready to move somewhere. You're like, oh, I know Stephanie over here. Oh, I know Kathy over there. Oh, I know Donna down there. It helps to have friends in places because if they have connections, they can get you a job while you're there. I'm telling you, it plays to have.
It's true.
It is so true, and especially since we have people coming to the conference and teaching you how to use the internet, teaching you how to navigate through finding a job. Trust me, this is just a little tip. I'm sure you. This is just a little tip. I've had nannies ask me. They were saying, "I'm getting ready to move to Dallas. What's the market like down there? Who do you know? Where?" And I have a list of things for them to do. Start here, do this, do this, do this. If you know someone in another area and they know you personally, they're more likely to vouch for you, especially if they know that you're continuing your education, that you are going to conferences like Nannypalooza. And they can say, oh, well, she was at Nannypalooza with me and she did this and she did that. And we took a class together and she said this and she said that. Any little thing that you have, it can uh, boost you to families and make you
It's true.
make you more marketable. Last year, when I came back from Nannypalooza and I started making things with the kids and doing different things with the kids, Mom looked at me. She said, "What did you learn?" I was like, "Oh, she asked me what I learned, and I told her what I learned. But then when I started implementing some of the things, she was like, so what else did you learn at Nannypalooza?" And I was like, oh, I forgot to tell you about that part because there was so much to tell. And it just keeps coming out. And little things that you learn, you may not need them immediately, but have them in your tool belt and pull them out when you need them. Because, it may come a time, it may be 2 or 3 months from now, and you're like, oh, I learned that at Nannypalooza. I have a solution for that problem. And when you see the problem coming, you can head it off at the pass, it becomes solved. You don't have to worry about it. So dig deep, save, as I said last year, save your pennies, your nickels, your dimes, your quarters. Give up that coffee from Starbucks and go to the store and buy you some coffee beans and make coffee at home because it's a whole lot cheaper. If you're spending $5 to $10 in Starbucks every day, that's $50 a week. And $50 a week in a month, you could have registration taken care of. Easy peasy. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just saying. That's the way I look at it. I mean, of course, I did major in business, so I look at business at a different standpoint than everybody else. I find ways to uh, market myself as far as my nannying, and I find ways to okay, if I take that out and if I do this and if I do that, I can save money here, I can save money there. And I have a fund. When I do extra babysitting work, I have a little fund that I add those little monies, unless I have something urgent that I need to pay, I add that money to that little pot. This is my professional development pot over here. And I add money to my professional development pot. So when something comes up, that the class comes up that I want to take, oh, I got that. All I have to do is add $15. Here you go. So
Very smart.
I'm just saying. So, but Nannypalooza, be on it. It is.
Well, I'm
Trust,
so glad.
trust me. And this woman right here, Sue. Oh, I was nervous about meeting her, but she is the sweetest person, and she smiles at you, and and even in all the chaos that was going on, and if you've never hosted anything, I mean, just even a family dinner, it takes a lot just to do a family dinner. I don't even know how she does Nannypalooza, and then she's doing two of them this year. even in all the chaos of making sure this is done and that's done and over here done and that, she will stop and talk to you, has a smile for you, listens to you. Trust me, sweetest person.
You're gonna go right to my head.
I,
Listen, I wouldn't do it. I don't make money with this. Like, I'm not getting rich doing this because but the real truth of the matter is that I get back way more than I put into it just by meeting everybody and getting to know. And I'm so inspired by everyone. So um, I hope that I hope that I get to keep doing it for a very long
I
time.
hope you do too.
Meet people like you.
I hope you do too, because I love, now that I have started, I feel like I've been missing out on this for a long time. So I got to make up for lost time. That's why I wanted to come to both. I was like, how could I figure this out? But I feel like I've been, missing out on all the nanny stuff for the last 17 years because I've only been involved. I've been a nanny for like 18 going on 19 years, but I've only been involved in the nanny community for a little over a year. And I got to make up for lost time. Hey, every conference that I can get to, I want to go to
There you go.
because I feel like leaning on my early childhood education degree for so long. I know that's why people hired me. But being a nanny is so much different than being in a classroom. It's totally different. And then I can come to Nannypalooza and I can give a look and people know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to say anything. They just already know because we're all nannies. We all get it. I don't have to explain to you, well, see, this is what happened. Little Johnny did this, and this. So I had to explain and tell them they are, once you start the story, they can finish it for you because they've probably already been there and done that. That is so, just the bonding there, just I'm with people who know me, who understand me, who know what I feel like, who understand my frustrations and my joys and my, oh, this parent is getting on my last nerve. What am I going to do? Or I'm not getting paid by worth, or I need a new contract. Can you help me with? There are so many people there that will help you, that will reach out to you. And just my first time going, I didn't know what to expect. My shyness, my introvert was hanging on, and little by little I was pulled out of it. I was pulled out of it. People come, hey, how are you? And I'm like, okay, are they talking to me? Okay, because that's just me. I'm a loner. I've been a loner for a while. And now that I have come to the nanny community, the nanny and manny community, I feel right at home. So trust me, when you come, you'll feel right at home. And some kind of way, I'll make it a declaration right now. Some kind of way, I'm going to find out how to get to California.
I'll save a spot for you.
Now, is there anything else you want to tell us about Nannypalooza?
I don't think so. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Oops, I have 20% battery.
Okay.
So we gotta.
Okay. Well, let's wrap this up. Okay. So
Okay.
now my surprise. I know you all been waiting on this. I, as the nanny, am giving away a registration to Nannypalooza. Now, the requirements for this, I have 3 people who are not nannies that are going to judge this for me because I want to be fair, because I know most of you, and I don't want it to be, well, she picked her because she's good friends with her. It's somebody else choosing. So I have 3 people who are going to read your messages. Go on Ask the Nanny. I will post my link there on the Ask the Nanny, the official Ask the Nanny page, and tell me why you want to go to Nannypalooza and what you feel like you're going to get out of going to Nannypalooza. And I have 3 people that are going to read these messages. The deadline is Friday, uh, midnight, Friday night. And that way on Monday, we can announce the winner. So you'll have time to get your airfare still at a good cost and find a hotel. And this is for East or West. So whichever one I'm only giving away one. So you need to choose East or West. Not both, just one. I'm giving away one. So East or West, decide which one you want to go to. And I am giving away a registration for the Nannypalooza conference. So go to ask the nanny. I almost said Nannypalooza. Go to Ask the Nanny and tell me why you want to go to, why it's important that you go to Nannypalooza, what you feel that you will learn or get out of going to Nannypalooza. So now we're going to let Sue go because she's running out of battery power. And
Running out of battery.
I have to go to work. I got 2 little twinkleings that I get to play with tonight.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Sue. Thank you. Yes, and thank you again, everyone, for all of the birthday wishes. Thank you for this weekend, Tanya, and all the ladies in the class and the production crew who sang happy birthday. They surprised me with a cake, and it was good too. But thank you all. Okay, so Kim said, who are the speakers of the Kim? She announced that earlier. So if you rewind the video, you can see who the speakers are for the East and for the West and what they're going to be speaking about. And
a lot of it's up on the website too. Just poke around on the website
and go Nannypalooza.com. And I will see about putting a link from Nannypalooza.com on Ask the Nanny, so that it will lead you directly to where you need to go for Nannypalooza. And before we go, everybody who's watching, hit the share button so your friends will know about Nannypalooza. I forgot to say that earlier, but hit the share button for me, please, right now. Thank you. It's right down at the bottom, right across the bottom of your screen. You should see by the little comments box. You should see a little box that says share. Can you hit that and share with your nanny groups and share with your personal page? Share with mom, dads, parents, whoever you feel needs to have this information, because trust me, you will want your parents to pay for this, to help you pay for this. It is a wonderful conference. Okay, I'm going to let you go before your battery dies.
That's right.
And bye.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And next week, we'll find out who our winner is for Nannypalooza. Also, as promised, next week we are going to talk about the business of the business side of the business. I think that's what I said. I'll have to go back and look at my previous video. But we're going to talk about your business. You as a nanny, this is your business. This is who you are. You represent yourself. We're going to talk about the business side of the business, because a lot of us are being taken advantage of, and we don't know that we're being taken advantage of. And it's a lot of things that you can offer your parents and become more marketable, because I've had overwhelming amount of people asking me, okay, so how do I find a nanny job? How do I find a nanny job? So we're going to talk about the business of the business next week. So I will talk to you all later. Have a good rest of the evening and a good rest of the week. And I look forward to reading your comments on Ask the Nanny. I will post it as soon as I get done. I will post it on here, so you will have a direct link to Ask the Nanny page. And I will post the Nannypalooza link so that you can go to Nannypalooza and check it out and see who the speakers are and what the sessions are going to be. So we will talk to you next week.